Welcome back, Bills Nation. Today, we are diving deep into the potential candidates for the Buffalo Bills head coaching position and analyzing what each one brings to the table. With the conference championship games just around the corner, there's no better time to examine who could be stepping in to lead this team in the next era. Two names that have already sparked conversations among fans are Joe Brady and Brian Daboll, and we're going to break down their backgrounds, strengths, and possible concerns in detail. Starting with Joe Brady. He's a figure that has already completed his initial interview with the Bills and has built a reputation as a forward-thinking offensive mind at 36 years old. Brady has accumulated a wealth of experience in a relatively short period of time. Growing up in South Florida, he played wide receiver at William and Mary before beginning his NFL coaching journey. With the New Orleans Saints under Sean Payton, his career path took him to LSU in 2019, where he was part of the remarkable national championship team with Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase, cementing his status as a rising star in the coaching world. Following that, Brady moved back to the NFL, taking on the role of offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers before joining the Bills as the quarterback's coach during the 2023 season. Brady was elevated to interim offensive coordinator, a position he later held permanently through 2024 and 2025. His appeal largely stems from his offensive creativity and his familiarity with the current Bills roster, especially his work with Josh Allen, who earned NFL MVP honors under Brady's guidance. Beyond his technical knowledge, Brady is known for his humility and accountability. In press conferences, he consistently credits players when things go well and shoulders responsibility when they do not. Fans who watched the Hard Knocks series last year could see his energy and commitment firsthand, as he demonstrated both passion and a strong connection with his players. However, there are concerns to consider. The jump from coordinator to head coach is never a guaranteed transition. While Brady has successfully moved from quarterback's coach to offensive coordinator, leading an entire organization is a much bigger leap. Additionally, some frustration has emerged from Bills fans regarding certain offensive strategies, particularly an over-reliance on running schemes and underperforming wide receivers outside of standout performers like Khalil Shakir. This raises questions about Brady's ability to maximize the entire offensive unit consistently. Finally, temperament and leadership style come into play. While he has shown backbone and dedication, whether he can maintain the right tone for the entire team remains an open question. Shifting gears to Brian Daboll, he represents a different profile entirely. At 50 years old, Daboll brings a wealth of experience and a strong connection to both Western New York and the Bills roster. Growing up in West Seneca, New York, he played high school football at St. Francis High and later held coaching positions at William and Mary and Michigan State. Daboll's NFL journey included roles with the New England Patriots, New York Jets, Cleveland Browns, and Miami Dolphins, and he later returned to the Patriots before taking a position at Alabama as an offensive coordinator. Most notably, he served as the Bills' offensive coordinator and also held the head coach role for the New York Giants, providing him with first-hand experience leading a professional team. Daboll's strongest appeal lies in his relationship with Josh Allen. Their connection is built on both personal respect and professional understanding, making Daboll uniquely positioned to push Allen to his fullest potential. Analysts have compared this relationship to historical quarterback-coach pairings like John Elway and Mike Shanahan, noting how the right guidance can elevate a player to championship-level performance. Daboll's knowledge of the Bills organization, combined with his offensive-minded approach and experience leading teams to Super Bowl victories, adds significant weight to his candidacy. He also understands the importance of connecting with the Western New York community, which is critical for long-term success in Buffalo. Yet Daboll is not without concerns. His tenure with the Giants was mixed, ending with a record that fell short of expectations. His sideline demeanor can be highly animated, raising questions about whether he can maintain a steady presence in high-pressure situations. Additionally, his history with defensive coordinator hires raises caution, as previous attempts did not yield ideal results. Still, many see Daboll as a coach capable of combining experience, a strong personal connection to the quarterback, and an understanding of the Bills' culture to drive the team forward. Another candidate who has drawn attention is Grant Udinsky, a bright and rising young coach at just 30 years old, hailing from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Udinsky played both tight end and defensive end in college before starting his coaching career as a graduate assistant at Baylor. He later joined the Carolina Panthers and worked his way up through roles with the Vikings and Jacksonville Jaguars, showcasing both intelligence and dedication along the way. His rapid ascent mirrors stories of other young coaches like Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, demonstrating that age and experience alone are not barriers to coaching success. Udinsky has earned praise from mentors like Kevin O'Connell and Liam Cohen, highlighting his offensive creativity, work ethic, and ability to thrive in challenging situations. Udinsky's appeal lies in his fresh perspective, energy, and innovative thinking, qualities that can invigorate a team seeking to maintain competitive excellence despite his youth. He has shown an ability to quickly adapt and contribute at high levels, making him an intriguing option for a franchise like the Bills, of course. His limited experience also presents a risk, as leading a team at the highest level requires navigating complex player dynamics, media scrutiny, and strategic challenges that he has yet to face fully. Nevertheless, his story is compelling and aligns with the trend of young, innovative minds making significant impacts in the NFL. As we examine these candidates, it becomes clear that the Bills' decision will involve balancing experience, offensive creativity, leadership qualities, and a connection to Josh Allen. Each candidate offers unique strengths and potential concerns, and evaluating who can lead Buffalo to sustained success is a task that requires careful consideration. Whether it is the young energy and innovation of Joe Brady, the experience and proven relationship of Brian Daboll, or the rising potential of Grant Udinsky, Bills fans have reason to be engaged and excited about the possibilities. Continuing our deep dive into the Buffalo Bills head coaching candidates, we turn our attention to additional names that have emerged as potential fits for the organization. Beyond Joe Brady, Brian Daboll, and Grant Udinsky, the Bills front office is looking at a mix of experienced leaders and innovative offensive minds who could bring new energy to the team while maintaining the foundation built under the current regime. Understanding these candidates requires examining both their track record and how they might mesh with the Bills' culture, roster, and fan expectations. One candidate generating conversation is someone with a strong offensive pedigree who has proven success at multiple levels of football. These types of coaches often bring an ability to design high-powered offenses that can adapt to the modern NFL while maintaining discipline and structure. In evaluating such a coach, it's essential to consider how they've worked with quarterbacks similar to Josh Allen, dynamic, dual-threat players who require both creative scheming and strategic restraint. The ability to elevate a quarterback without diminishing the contributions of the rest of the roster is a defining characteristic of successful head coaches in today's league. For Buffalo, this balance is critical, as Josh Allen's talent is unmatched on the roster, and the coaching staff must ensure he continues to thrive while supporting a complete offensive unit. In addition, leadership style and temperament are central to these discussions. Buffalo has a passionate fan base and a culture that demands accountability, toughness, and consistency. Coaches who have demonstrated success with strong personalities, either through developing young players or managing veteran talent, naturally appeal to organizations seeking stability and growth. The ability to communicate effectively with both players and the broader staff, fostering a collaborative environment while also maintaining authority, can be the difference between a promising season and sustained success. Observing how candidates like Joe Brady and Brian Daboll interact with players provides insight, but a full evaluation also requires assessing their adaptability and resilience in the face of challenges. Another element that stands out in the search is the concept of fit. It's not just about X and O's or offensive strategy. It's about finding a leader who aligns with the team's identity and goals. Buffalo is a team that has reached the championship stage but has yet to capture a Super Bowl, which means the next head coach must balance immediate performance with long-term development. This involves personnel management, strategic flexibility, and the ability to make difficult decisions under pressure. Coaches who have demonstrated the capacity to adjust mid-season or pivot after setbacks show promise in this regard. Teams that have successfully transitioned coordinators into head coaches often cite not only their tactical understanding, but also their emotional intelligence as key factors. Consider, for example, the pathway of coaches who began in supporting roles before ascending to leadership positions. Many of today's top head coaches started as assistants, graduate assistants, or position coaches, gradually learning the nuances of player management, game planning, and organizational strategy. This apprenticeship model allows young coaches to understand the pressures and responsibilities of running a professional football team while gaining credibility among players and peers. For Buffalo, this approach may favor candidates who have spent time within the organization or those who have closely observed similar team environments, providing both familiarity and insight into what it takes to succeed in high-stakes situations. In addition to offensive innovation, the defensive component cannot be overlooked. A head coach must ensure the defensive staff is aligned with their vision and capable of executing schemes effectively. Past challenges with coordinator selections, as seen in some candidates' previous tenures, highlight the importance of vetting hires thoroughly. A head coach who can identify and collaborate with a strong defensive mind will be better positioned to build a balanced team capable of competing in every phase of the game. The Bills, with a roster that includes key defensive playmakers, will need a leader who can maximize their potential while integrating them seamlessly with the offensive strategy. Off-field leadership is equally important. Building trust within the locker room, maintaining discipline, and fostering a culture of accountability are vital responsibilities for any head coach. Buffalo fans and management alike are looking for someone who can handle the media, connect with the community, and project confidence without alienating players. Historical examples show that a head coach's public demeanor and internal leadership often set the tone for the entire organization. A coach who balances intensity with empathy can motivate players while maintaining respect, ensuring that both veterans and young talent develop optimally. It's also worth noting that the Bills' situation is unique in terms of expectations. Reaching the Super Bowl is no longer an aspirational goal, it's a minimum standard for success. Any incoming head coach will be judged not only on wins and losses, but also on the ability to manage talent, develop game plans for high-pressure matchups, and adapt to evolving league trends. The NFL is increasingly analytical, with game planning incorporating advanced metrics, player tracking data, and situational tendencies. Coaches who embrace these tools while maintaining traditional leadership qualities are often the most successful, as they can innovate without losing sight of the fundamentals. Fan perception plays a subtle but significant role as well. Buffalo's passionate supporters scrutinize every move, from draft selections to play-calling philosophy. A candidate who can earn credibility quickly with both the team and the fan base will reduce friction and help maintain focus on on-field performance. Familiarity with the community, prior ties to the region, or a proven ability to inspire loyalty can be decisive factors, particularly in a market as engaged and vocal as Buffalo. This is part of why candidates like Daboll, who have both professional and personal connections to the area, are seen as appealing despite any prior setbacks in other head coaching roles. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Myles Garrett rarely chooses his words lightly, which is why his latest comments involving the Bills have ignited quiet buzz across the league. What sounded, at first, like a routine media exchange quickly turned into something more layered, more provocative, and far more open to interpretation. Garrett did not praise, and he did not criticize outright. Instead, he offered a reaction that left room for speculation and that space has been filling fast. According to those present, Garrett spoke with a calm confidence when the subject of Buffalo came up. He acknowledged their physical identity, hinted at respect for their resilience, and then pivoted. His tone shifted just enough to suggest that he sees something others may be overlooking. It was not bulletin board material in the traditional sense, but it was sharp enough to raise eyebrows. Around the league, that kind of ambiguity is often more powerful than bravado. The surprise wasn't in what Garrett said, but in what he implied. He spoke about preparation, about how certain teams reveal tendencies under pressure, and about how elite defenses are built to exploit moments rather than match reputations. The Bills, long viewed as a measuring stick, were suddenly framed as a puzzle rather than a powerhouse. Garrett never named weaknesses, yet the message felt intentional, almost surgical. Teammates reportedly saw it as confidence. Opponents may hear it as a warning. Analysts are already dissecting every phrase, wondering whether Garrett was sending a signal ahead of a potential showdown or simply stating a truth he believes will eventually surface. In a league where stars often default to safe cliches, his willingness to flirt with controversy stood out. For now, it remains a rumor, a whisper carried by locker room echoes and media interpretation. But when a player of Garrett's stature reacts this way, people listen. And when he talks about the Bills without fear or reverence, It changes the conversation, whether it was mind games or pure honesty. One thing is clear, Myles Garrett said just enough to make everyone wonder what he sees coming next. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.